We went underground, acting on secret orders from Jupiter himself. Stay alive, recruit demigods and their children, keep Rome going. We've been doing that ever since, moving around to whatever Roman influence was the strongest. The last few centuries we've been in America." As bizarre as that sounded, Percy had no trouble believing it. In fact, it sounded familiar, like something he'd always known. "And you're in the 5th cohort," he guessed, "which maybe isn't the most popular?" Hazel scowled. "Yeah, I joined up last September." "So, just a few weeks before that guy Jason disappeared." Percy knew he hit a sore spot immediately. Hazel looked down. She was silent long enough to count every passing paving stone. "Come on," she said at last. "I'll show you my favorite view." They stopped outside the main gates. The fort was situated on the highest point in the valley, so they could see pretty much everything. The road led down to the river and divided. One path led south across a bridge, up to the hill where all the temples were. The other road led north into the city, a miniature version of ancient Rome. Unlike the military camp, the city looked chaotic and colorful, with buildings crowded together at haphazard angles. Even from this far away, Percy could see people gathered in the plaza. Shoppers milling around an open-air market, parents with kids playing in the parks. "You've got families there," he said. "In the city, absolutely," Hazel said. "When you're accepted into the Legion, you do 10 years of service. After that, you can muster out whenever you want. Most demigods go into the mortal world, but for some, well, it's pretty dangerous out there. This valley is a sanctuary. You can go to college in the city, get married, have kids, retire when you get old. It's the only safe place on Earth for people like us. So, yeah, a lot of veterans make their homes there, under the protection of the Legion." Adult demigods. Demigods who could live without fear, get married, raise a family. Percy couldn't quite wrap his mind around that. It seemed too good to be true. "But if this valley is attacked?" Hazel pursed her lips. "We have defenses. The borders are magical, but our strength isn't what it used to be. Lately, the monster attacks have been increasing. What you said about them Gorgons not dying? We've noticed it too, with other monsters." "Do you know what's causing it?" Hazel looked away. Percy could tell that she was holding something back, something she wasn't supposed to say. "It's complicated," she said. "My brother says death isn't—" She was interrupted by an elephant. Someone behind them shouted, "Make way!" Hazel dragged Percy out of the road as a demigod rode past, on a full-grown pachyderm covered in black Kevlar armor. The word elephant was printed on the side of his armor, which seemed a little obvious to Percy. The elephant thundered down the road and turned north, heading towards a big open field where some fortifications were under construction. Percy spit dust out of his mouth. "What the—" "Elephant," Hazel explained. "Yeah, I read the sign. Why do you have an elephant in a bulletproof vest?" "War games tonight," Hazel said. "That's Hannibal. If we didn't include him, he'd get upset." "We can't have that." Hazel laughed. It was hard to believe she looked so moody a moment ago. Percy wondered what she'd been about to say. She had a brother. She had claimed that she'd been alone if the camp had been sorted by her godly parents. Percy couldn't figure her out. She seemed nice and easygoing, mature for somebody who couldn't have been more than 13, but she also seemed to be hiding in a deep sadness, like she felt guilty about something. Hazel pointed south across the river. Dark clouds were gathering over the temple. Red flashes of lightning washed the mountains in blood-colored light. "Octavian is busy," Hazel said. "We better get over there." On the way, they passed some goat-legged guys hanging out on the side of the road. "Hazel!" one of them cried. He trotted over with a big grin on his face. He wore a faded Hawaiian shirt and nothing for pants except for thick brown goat fur. His massive afro jiggled. His eyes were hidden behind little round rainbow-tinted glasses. He held a cardboard sign that read, "Will work, work crossed out, sing, sing crossed out, talk, talk crossed out, will go away for denarii." "Hi, Don," Hazel said. "Sorry, we don't have time." "Oh, it's cool, it's cool." Don trotted along them. "Hey, this guy's new!" He grinned at Percy. "Do you have 3 denarii for the bus? Because I left my wallet at home and I've got to go to work and—" "Don," Hazel chided, "Fawns don't have wallets, or jobs, or homes, and we don't have buses." "Yeah, right," he said cheerfully. "But do you have denarii?" Your name is Don the Fawn? Percy asked.
Yeah, so?
Nothing. Percy tried to keep a straight face. Why don't fawns have jobs? Shouldn't they work for the camp? Don bleated.
Fawns work for the camp? Hilarious!
Fawns are, free spirits, Hazel explained. They hang out because, well, it's a safe place to hang out and beg. We tolerate them, but...
Oh, Hazel is awesome, Don said. She's so nice. All the other campers are like, go away, Don. But she's like, please go away, Don. I love her.